always wanted to do a bit of funk, bit of disco stuff. Grew up really liking all that stuff as a kid, when I was a really young kid. And one thing that used to happen when I was a kid, I used to go to this disco called St Francis Disco, and all the mods and the skinheads and the punks would all dance to Michael Jackson and the Bee Gees and Kool and the Gang, and it was like a leveller. And I always loved that kind of music, even though I liked all the punky, new wavy kind of stuff.
You're so much more than I was looking for. The more I look, the more I find. It's your desire to show me who you are. You lift my feet up off the ground. You're amazing. You're amazing.
The band in and of itself was literally just starting about a month before I started to come to the Sunday afternoon gatherings, and so it was in its infancy, early infancy, and he just came up and said, "Oh, do you want to be in a band? We're doing a band here." And I was like, "Oh yeah, okay," and said, "We're playing Christian disco." And I just thought, what on earth is that? What is that? Never heard of it. So that also intrigued me.
What I love about it is we're out there singing songs and saying the name of Jesus. You don't hear it. If you go up into gigs, and I've been in bands and we've done everything, and you don't hear that. And to hear his name being sung in a crowded pub, just think it's great. And I'm very, very honoured. And they're great people. It's a great group, and we're all together, and it's a bond. It's a good bond as well, music.
Andy, absolutely, years and years and years ago, he'd be rehearsing after my band. Anyway, that's how we got to know each other. And then we started playing together maybe a few years after getting to know each other.
I don't normally have these experiences where, oh, God said this or whatever, but I felt a real urge from him to say, "Hey Andy, just go and do it. Let's have some fun."
The words are about worshipping God, and it's worship, and that's kind of where my heart is. It really works for me really well. I know that's kind of the big call of my life. When I get to heaven, it's so catchy. People who don't know God will start singing it and you don't realise heaven's coming down.
The gospel, which translates is good news. We just like to spread the good news wrapped in good music.
You're going home, and I don't need no more. All that I need,
It was actually Lloyd or Manny who asked me. One wonderful thing about this big band is being around fellow Christians and fellow worshippers, because you're free to worship. Church is in us, it's in us. We come to church to get filled, so we take the word out. It's about access to the Lord, access to the word.
Being part of this depot church and being asked to be part of the depot band is fantastic. Tom invited Robbie to the depot, and Robbie invited me to come along with him, and that's how I got to meet them, really, through Robbie. So it's all just a connection thing, really, and it is all about having fellowship with people. And the guys are so talented, everybody's so talented in the band, and we've all got different gifts that we can bring along.
Yeah, I became a songwriter and gigging very, very early on, and that just kind of flourished then. Tried my luck at America, got caught up in 9/11, but played there as much as I could, wherever anyone would have me play. And then I had children, had 4 and 5. And that was all my life, and still is very much my life, really, because the kids are still young. And then this is amazing for me. This band is utterly amazing. I mean, this band brings me so much joy.
younger, before I found faith, music was my God. It was just all about ego, and I know it sounds strange, but I felt God saying to me, give music up, because you haven't got it in the right place. And then eventually I started getting back into music again, but it's through worship, and then it felt right. It felt the right thing to use it for. It feels like a gift I've been given that I'm trying to give back to God.
I've always loved percussion, drums and the tambourine. I did have a lot of classes in Egyptian drum, the duf, and did Egyptian dance. I like those rhythms. And it's really, really nice being with Pete in a band. These wonderful people, every single person is so gifted, so lovely, and they all bring something different, a different facet of God. It's just beautiful to hear.
So sure that I was looking for.